Greetings, royal family. I am back. Love and Hip Hop. Ooh, let me get this mic right. Love and Hip Hop, New York, season 10, supposedly the mid-season finale, which makes no sense. So let's get into it. Olivia, she is still 38 hot because she wants her money. So she's not trying to hear anything that Cisco is saying. So he ended up talking her back into the restaurant or wherever it was that they were, because Rich is on the way. So Rich, he shows up and he had the nerve to throw a cheap shot at Olivia, basically saying because her record flopped, she's looking for someone to blame, and that person is him. So Cisco claims that he never told Olivia that Rich was stealing from her. Olivia ends up walking out. So my thing is, okay, girl, does he owe you money? Go to court. Where's the papers that you have? What proof do you have that the record sold this much? Where's the receipts? You did all of that just to walk out. Whatever, who cares? Just go. So Rich pulls out a detailed line sheet that his mommy prepared. She documented all of the expenses and earnings. So he has his receipts. Interesting. So we move on to Peter and Cisco. So they're meeting up to act like they're going to be playing basketball outside. So I feel like they're going to force them on us. So I might as well just watch the scene. So upon watching the scene in its entirety, Cisco tells Peter that his memory returned. All of a sudden now his amnesia is wearing off and he remembers talking to Olivia about her money for her song. He said that he showed her how she can check her revenue from her downloads. It was a website that she could go to, and he feels he might have insinuated that she is not getting all of her earnings. So Olivia is basing all of this on a unverified and an alleged website. That's her receipt. We move on to Yandy and Olivia, who are working out. They're at a workout session, and both of them have on a full face of makeup. Right. So Olivia, she is telling Yandy about Rich and Cisco's selective amnesia. Olivia gets a little bit annoyed with Yandy. She was annoyed with her in the last episode, I think it was too, because Olivia feels like Yandy is taking up for Rich. So if you feel that Yandy is consistently taking up for Rich, why do you keep going to her about your problems? No one has learned anything from the bad boy era? Free the locks. No one learned anything from these shady record companies from just that one incident alone. Sheesh. Yandy is basically trying to talk Olivia out of going to the courts with this situation. And I think that that is bad advice. See, this is sometimes people always want to use street justice and then they end up getting screwed. If you have proof that Rich owes you money, take him to court. Everyone else is. We move on to another clown, Fresher with a PH. So Jen is complaining as usual about Jada. She tells Fresher that she met up with Jada and it didn't go in her favor. This is why now I guess she's frustrated. Fresher's just like, what? Like Fresher's meeting up with Jada behind Jen's back. Jen meeting up with Jada behind Fresher's back. Jen said that she only accepted Fresher's proposal because she didn't want to embarrass him in front of family and friends. And she gives him the ring back. At this point, I'm just laughing because there's no way I take these two seriously. And I hope Mona does not bring them back. Fresher gets upset that he's like, what now that she's giving the ring back? You see how simple Fresher is? I told you the two of these individuals, they're both simpleton 1 and simpleton 2. Fresher gets upset because she's giving the ring back. See, he doesn't recognize, he doesn't even realize that this is his blessing. He doesn't realize it. Fresher, if you don't return that ring and pay off your debts, plural, damn what Jen is saying. Go return that ring. Get a full, well, if you can get a full refund. Maybe the ring ain't worth nothing. That's probably why he told her he don't want the ring. Keep it or throw it in the garbage. You idiot. You're swimming in debt. You just complained about swimming being up to here in debt. Take that ring back and get your money back, fool. Dumb, yo. Just straight up dumb. Anyway, we move on to Yandy, okay? She's just talking about, she's at a jewelry store. And she's like, oh my God, I don't remember where I put Mendice's ring. I lost it. I think I lost it. But he's not going to know. I'm going to replace it and he's not going to know. Yandy, you never really gave me airhead. So what's this new character you're taking on? You don't think that he's going to watch the show? Anyway, so Infinity shows up. This is her foster daughter who looks very, she has a striking resemblance to Yandy, right? Like she looks like she could be Yandy's like little sister, maybe her cousin, or maybe her daughter. Anyway, she asked Infinity how she is feeling about Mendice's coming home. Infinity says, I don't feel no type of way. Like, why everybody asking me that? Like, Mendice's is cool. Like, we bond over, like, you know, our life. We got a lot in common. Now, I wonder what Yandy would have done if Infinity said that she's not comfortable with Mendice's being there. Because I remember Yandy was concerned at the fact that Mendice's and Infinity could not stay in the same home. She said she was going to check that out. So I wonder if she's able to stay in the home with Yandy when Mendice's comes home, because he is, you know, his record, and she is a foster child. Anybody got any updates on that? If so, put them in the comments. So we see in the next scene, Yandy and Judy, who's Mendice's mom, they're driving to go to the jail to pick up Mendice's. And that car ride was pretty emotional. You know, Yandy was just talking about how she's been married to Mendice's for 5 years, and they never celebrated a wedding anniversary together because he has been behind those prison walls. That's sad as hell. Moving along, Rich, Peter, and Cisco, Creep Squad. So they meet up, and Cisco tells Rich, hey, man, I might have gotten in Olivia's ear. I forgot. I might have gotten in Olivia's ear about her money, but I never said that you were a thief. So Rich is just like, you know, this could ruin my reputation. You can't go around calling someone a thief. I didn't steal her money. So transparency is the message that the Creep Squad is trying to teach us here, okay? And Rich says to Cisco, hey, Rich, when are you going to tell Peter that Amina stayed at your house recently after the Super Bowl? Peter was also blind, shocked. He looked like he was shocked by this info. I hope Rich had the decency to at least talk to Peter first prior to telling him this. But then again, Rich said that he just recently found this information out. So he said, you know, screw it. I'm not going to keep this in. So Peter asked Cisco, hey, well, Cisco is actually giving like, yo, you know, her phone died. I ran into her. Her homegirls left her. Her phone died. She had no way to communicate with anybody. And she didn't know anyone's number by heart. I think that's what he said, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. So I told her, yo, you could come stay with me. So how did she end up leaving your house the next day? Did her phone magically charge overnight? How did she end up going home the next day? I'm confused. So Peter, he asked Cisco, hey, if he could call his baby mama and ask her to come and stay with him. And then an AARP fight breaks out. A Creep Squad squabble. So they get to fight, tussling. I think Peter was on the ground at one point. Cisco, he was on the ground at another point. Oh my God. I just could not stop laughing because it was just a whole bunch of shoving and grabbing. I'm like, look at these idiots. And Rich, all he cared about was his car. Get away from my car, man. So I wonder, is Cisco's membership to the Creep Squad in jeopardy? These dudes are a bunch of clowns, man. Mona, why did you bring Peter and Cisco back? You didn't have enough corny on the show, girl? Anyway, so we move on to Safari. So while he is on stage performing in New York, he gets a text message from Erica that her water broke. Now, Erica doesn't want to go to the hospital by herself. You know, Erica was getting on my nerves a little bit because I'm saying to myself, did you not give birth before? Anyway, they probably were lying though, because if her water broke, she really waited until Safari got on a plane from New York to Atlanta. Like, who knows? Anywho, so he ends up making it before his daughter was born. And I have to tell you, I'm happy for Safari. Like, he's working hard. He is really out here hustling, doing his thing. And I hope and pray that he is a good dad. He seems like he would be a good father, you know, and you could tell that he's just overjoyed, you know. He was very nervous when he was in the car trying to get to the airport when he was leaving out of his show in New York. He was a nervous wreck. He was yelling at people, car horns, I guess, because the windows were rolled up. I don't know who he was screaming at. He probably was screaming indirectly at Erica because she was complaining and whining on the phone and pressuring him. He couldn't get there any faster, stupid. Relax. This is not your first rodeo. Relax. Anywho, we move on to Remy. So this is when they're giving their little outros in the end with the dramatic music and them walking in slow motion like they're in a 90s hip-hop R&B video. So Remy, she's still working on completing her album, and she feels that she may be ready to step away from the music industry. We'll see. She says she's been doing this for 20 years. It's been 20 years since Remy's been making music. I don't know. So this is what I want to ask. Do you guys think that Rich Dollaz is in love with Olivia? Like in love with her? And do you think that she's in love with him? Put it in the comments and let me know. So that's all I got. I mean, what's her name again? Sin. It looks like she was going out on a date, I guess. I don't know. Who cares? We saw Chrissy. She went down to Edgewater. Okay. That's what it looks like. The waterfront down by Edgewater. Looked at the water, got back in her car, and continued driving. So everybody's outro was kind of corny, but I'm happy for Safari. I'm happy for Remy. She's in a good place. I love to see it. So Love and Hip Hop New York is supposed to be returning in spring. Okay. The end. And then I seen the trailer for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which is going to start next week, Monday. So exactly when is Love and Hip Hop New York supposed to be coming back? Like, ain't spring like next week? How is this going to work? Unless Miami is getting ready to wrap up. I don't... Figure it out, Mona. I'll be watching. So, Royal Family, that is it. So for now, Love and Hip Hop New York is on ice. It's on hold. Do they even really need a reunion? Like, maybe they had to stop filming because... Royal Family, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the commentary, please do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. Get down in the comments and tell me what you think of this episode. Like, they could have just ended it here, right? This could have been the end of the season. So they're going to be returning in spring. What's up with these reality shows doing these mid-season breaks? I think they could end it and do a reunion for whatever reason. Do they need a reunion? Nah, let's just get into Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, because it looks like a lot of things is going to be going on, and Love and Hip Hop Miami has been keeping up their momentum. So New York, it's been real. Yeah, okay, bye. You know. So I'm signing off, Royal Family. Make sure your notifications are on because I will be back soon, real soon. Until next time, peace.